I feel like what they don't tell you is that your individual success is not enough. You know what I mean? It's like, and because you think it is, like, yo, once I get on, I'm gonna take care of boom, boom, boom. And it's like, you could do that for a long time, but people still gotta unlock themselves.
What's good, what's poppin'? What it is, what it ain't, what it could be, what it should be, what it will be. Cam Newton and son, Mr. Boogie, they all here with another episode of Funky Friday. I promise, I really do promise, to give good content for the masses. But ladies and gentlemen, I just promise to keep it funky. Now, my next guest is a rapper turned actor. Word swordsman with the gapper. Let me stop. His fiance, he's a father. I present the son and introduce the others. Joey Bada.
Yes, sir.
My guy.
How you doing, brother?
How you thugging, bro?
Man, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Man, thank you for coming on, Doc, because it's like, let me acknowledge this. Now you got my undivided attention. I think oftentimes, what interviewing has taught me is that now I'm locked in. And for the next 50-odd minutes, hopefully we can give something to somebody that they probably didn't know or give them more perspective.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying?
Talking my language, man.
You dig? When you talk about hip hop, there's many ways you can go. You can go West Coast. You can go to New York. You can go to Florida.
Go Southern, yeah.
You can go to Atlanta. You know, dabble in Virginia, dabble in Texas. I don't want to, my weight, you know, my voice holds weight. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but it goes and runs. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you feel like the trajectory of New York rap is right now?
I think New York rap is actually in a really good place. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of great things happening in New York, and there's actually a lot more versatility than I feel like people give it, give credit for it. You know what I'm saying? I think when people think of New York, they think of, you know, traditional boom bap, and then more recently they think of like the new drill rap era. But there's so much, you know, other things going on in New York. Like you got artists like Mike, you got artists like Lexa Gates, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you got Griselda, you know what I mean? You got Joey, you got just a lot of different flavors going on. Because you got to think about it like this, right? Like New York City, yes, is the mecca of rap, but just as a city in general, it is like the capital of the world. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different cultures and subcultures and influences and, you know, to pick up from it. I think that it kind of just get marginalized into one or two specific lanes. But I think if people was to broaden their perspective a little bit more, they'll see that there's actually a lot of versatility coming from New York City today. It's just probably not as publicized to the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, to answer your question, though, I think New York music, rap is in a great place. You know what I'm saying? And I think as long as people continue to experiment, like, you know what I'm saying, like the artists that I named, and, you know, they continue to do their thing, I feel like we have the ability, the opportunity, the capability to show like a new light to New York, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Because New York being a mecca is a lot of pressure on the state to show up in the mainstream a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? But to your point of things going in runs, I do believe that, you know, eventually it's going, the light going to be shown back on, you know what I'm saying, the city and everything. So, yeah, you know, I think every region has its time to, like, you know, dominate in a type of way. And New York has been a dominant city in rap for a lot of years.
So obviously I've been very active in New York, going back and forth with ESPN for that. And just recently,
I heard you about to do the 106 and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
So for me, I was just with the young lady who runs all my vertical content, Shells. I was telling her, it's like, yo, one thing about New York, it's so rich in creativity.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of places where you just feel inspired, like, dang, she fly, dang, she fly. Hey, yo, you heard? Womp, womp, womp. And then you hear, you know, from the sounds, the smells, the look, the ensemble.
Yeah.
New York is just such an interesting melting pot of just so many different people, cultures, ethnicities, and things of that such. But what do you think and how do you feel that, in your perspective, the importance of New York and what does it mean to the culture in this day and age?
Well, I think New York has always been somewhat of a trend-setting type of region or city. You know what I mean? It's like, I think a lot of New York culture inspires a lot of different subcultures around the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually, historically, we've seen things happen in New York and they get picked up all around the world. You know what I'm saying? So I think New York will always be that. And it's exactly what you said. Like, I always say, I wish that I could experience New York for the first time. Because, I'm born and raised there. You know what I mean? So skyscrapers and just the energy of it.
That's normalcy for you.
It's normal. It's second nature.
Yeah.
But I always see the light and the spark in people's eyes when they come there and they not from there. And I see how they get inspired. I'm like, damn, I wish I could feel that for the first time. Like, yo, this big-ass city is moving so fast-paced. Like, for me, I've done 30 summers, 30 winters, you know what I'm saying, in New York City. So I'm about ready to feel something else. You know what I mean? I want to kind of, like, slow it down a little bit because I've been fast-paced running for a long time. But, yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. And I've obviously never left for a reason.
What city does that for you now?
Like, slow me down?
No, that gives you that, like, I can't, believe this. You know what I'm saying? Look at these, look at that, look at the people, look at this.
I feel like one of my favorite cities has always been Amsterdam.
What?
I love Amsterdam. It's like, how you could walk everywhere, all the cafes, all the water. Like, I love being close to water. You know what I'm saying? So Amsterdam has always been one of those cities to me that's just so beautiful. I get so inspired there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just from walking around, sitting in the cafes, chilling by the water, and you know what I mean? And London. London is, to me, London is like, it's like a parallel universe to New York.
Yep.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And like a different type, like London is like New York on a different type of frequency of vibration, you know what I mean? So I always resonated with that city as well.
Let's talk about your project that you just came out with. And obviously, you're touring or about to gear up to tour. Oh, yeah. Why should people listen to this Joey and what should they be expecting?
I mean, what I will say about this project is this is the first time that I set out to create something that I wanted to like kind of put out quickly. You know what I mean? Usually I'm an artist who I take my precious time. You know what I'm saying? It's quality over quantity for me. And not to say that this wasn't the case with this project, but this is the fastest body of work that I made. You know
I read, was it 6 months?
6 months, yeah. I constructed this whole project in 6 months. Usually I take about 2-3 years to put something together. So what happens a lot of the time is by the time the music comes out, it's like 2 years old. You know what I mean? It's all this time passed, and what happens as a result of that is a lot of music never sees the light of day because I no longer connect with it. You know, I'm not there anymore in my life. So for this project, the challenge for me artistically was I didn't want to get in my own way with that. I'm like, yo, this is a collection of music that's resonating with me right now, and I just want to put it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I lost a lot of years musically, just as far as an output standpoint, by like taking that time. And you know what? I think it's great to take that time, and I've always had great results because of that. I wanted to challenge myself this time to kind of be a little bit more fearless with my approach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is how I feel right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm throwing it out.
Did you feel the pressure of the trend of where music is now? I got a follow-up question to that, but I feels like every Friday somebody dropping, which now pushes who just previously dropped back, or they shelve it, right? Yeah. And oftentimes when you hear artists speaking this tone of like, yo, quality over quantity, yo, I want to really breathe on this project. Hey, I want to feel inspired. Hey, I want to go on vacation. Hey, I want to go back to where I'm from. Hey, I want to, have these different, experiences that I can kind of pour into this project. But But did you feel a weight of like, no, I got to get something out because of that, or what was it?
Nah, for me, it was more so like I wanted to feed my community. You know what I mean? And again, this was a one-of-a-kind project for me where it's like, yo, I could tend to overthink, you know what I'm saying? But for this one, I'm like, yo, I just want to get these vibes out, you know what I'm saying? Like, what comes naturally for me as an artist, like there's always gonna be messages in the music. Like the way that I even structured this project is like the first half of it, it's a lot of vibes, you know what I'm saying? You feeling good, but then the back half of it is way more introspective. You know what I mean? So you always gonna get those life lessons or that introspection from my music is always gonna be in there. But yeah, this one was more so like, I didn't take too much time to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I look at art, right? Like I'm a painter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm painting in my basement. And like, this is how I feel right now. And it's like, I could choose whether or not I want to share it with the world or not. You know what I mean? Like, to painters, it's like the work is never done. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But this time around, like, that's why I feel like for me, it fed something for me artistically. Cause I'm like, you know what? Here's to no fear. Here's to, yo, I really like this expression and I'm really connected with this expression and I'm gonna just share it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just be kind of like disconnected from it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like not disconnected from it in terms of like, you know, not being there, but disconnected from the aspect of the control aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? And this is a first for me. You know what I mean? Where I didn't really give it that much thought and everything. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool. That was cool for me. I'm glad that I got to experience that as an artist. I wanted to show myself that I can put out music faster. You know what I'm saying? Because this project, like I said, was made in the spirit of a mixtape, but there is an album that I've been working on that is conceptual, that I've been taking my time on, that is gonna, you know, showcase more so.
That's still in the that's still a work in progress.
That's what's coming next. That's what's following it.
So my follow-up is this. You came into the game with the project 1999.
Correct.
Right? Mixtape.
Yeah.
Right? What happened to mixtape?
That's a great question. And it's funny because Lonely at the Top, you know, was a mixtape. That's the spirit that I made it from. And, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I allowed some people to kind of get in my head a little bit because when I told them that I wanted to make it a mixtape, you know, I was met with some resistance from like, you know, people in my inner circle where they was like, yo, you know, if you make it a mixtape, people gonna feel like you ain't trying to stand behind it or you ain't taking it serious. And I'm like, you know what, I don't want that. I don't want people to think because I'm calling it a mixtape that is not serious for me because my art is very serious to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though this is a different approach and this was less of a conceptual body of work, it's very serious to me. You know what I'm saying? Like when I take my time and I paint, like, this is what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? This is my expression. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think the art of mixtapes is lost, though, in today's climate because of streaming.
Yeah.
You know, you put something up and immediately it's consumed as an album. You go on Apple Music, it don't say mixtapes, albums.
It
just say
metrics to get judged.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It just say albums. It don't say projects. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why I even love that she was like, yo, you dropped the project recently. Yes, because that's exactly what the intention was. Like, this is a project. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, you know, I do miss those days where we could be able to separate the bodies of work. Like, yo, this is serving a specific intention and space in my creativity. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between when I'm like, yo, this is the album versus, yo, this is the mixtape or this is the project. You know what I'm saying?
But you're definitely right. As a fan, right? As a fan, conceptualize artists and compartmentalize the skill. It's still being judged on the same frequency metrics or whatever. Facts. It's like, yo, like, Joey just dropped. Yo, this person just dropped. Yo, facts. That person just dropped. And I come from a time where it's like, yo, mixtapes was something, not throwaways. It was just like, yo, y'all
Feed
take
the streets.
Y'all take this, and I'm working on something, but boom. Right. Obviously, the person that had the most impact in my eyes was Wayne, right? Through that, you're able to kind of step back, and when you have these, hey, let me hold the aux, let me connect to the Bluetooth moments and be like, yo, especially with Gen Z now, it's like, what album is this? Right. I can't see this. Like, nigga, this was the drought. Nigga, this was suffix. This was the prefix. This was, you know what I'm saying? Like, you listening to No Ceilings. But for your consumption, there was a time and is a time where fans were blessed with bodies of work. And you say streaming hurt that. I would also add to that, it was content. Because Pete, when, let's say Wayne, let's use Wayne for example. When Wayne went on that run, right? I would say 2006, 2007, 2008.
Right.
We didn't have Instagram.
We did.
We didn't have TikTok. We didn't have Snapchat, right? We didn't even have YouTube in the manner that we digest it now. He was coming out with things that it was hitting home for him. I remember vividly Dedication. Mm-hmm. It was like, yo, Sports Center. This nigga had an interlude about why he watched Sports Center. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you wouldn't put that on an album. You would just put that on your Instagram story. It's like, yo, I watched this, I watched that. Well, for you, being a public figure, having social media platforms and it's so accessible.
Right.
And we're gonna talk about relationships. They wanna hear about your relationship. They wanna see about your C's. They wanna see about your family dynamic. They wanna know what other business interests that you have.
Wide open on this.
And as an artist, the only way for people to find that out was through your music. Yo, I got a bodega, just opened up in west side of Brooklyn. I'm just cooking. Like, I made that up. But you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's what it was. So between streaming and content, fans are now able to kind of look and not really appreciate it because it's at your disposal.
It is.
Through a phone, through computer, through smart TVs.
You know what else to add to that?
Talk to me.
We overly stimulated. You know what I'm saying? Like every day we taking in so many different images. So it's like the content not even really hitting the same. You know what I'm saying? Because we like desensitized in a way. It's like how many videos do we watch collectively in a day? That's why sometimes I gotta really like just disconnect from social media because I truly believe in like the next maybe 5 years, but like definitely the next 10 years, they're gonna start coming out with a bunch of these different diagnoses of mental health as a result of our overconsumption in social media. I believe that that's gonna happen because it's not normal. This is the first generation where we living with our heads in these devices like 24/7. Like nobody's bored anymore.